Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby of Loot, episode 906. We're late. We're tardy. Why am I late today? I just wanted to piss off Low Roller Scratcher. That's why I'm late today. No, I decided to sleep in. Sleep in a little bit late. It is trash and recycle day, but I took the bins to the curb last night. Computer actually was a little slow, but not as slow as normal. If it was like slow like it was the other day or a few days ago, like it has been in the past, then then I'd be cursing right now because we still wouldn't be on. I've got a new little icon over here. Oh, that's fun. Look at that. We've got little icons. I've never seen that before. It's popped up for the first time. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those icons. Woo! Chat with the icons. 100 party. So here we are. It's Wednesday. Deep thoughts this morning. I want to talk about cards. Are they commodities to you? This was inspired by a chat yesterday, and I just wanted to share my thoughts to the listeners. Eric is in. Awesome. I was going to follow up with you. Eric is in. Madison Card Show this Saturday. There's still select tables available. A few tables remain for this Saturday. I'll have a few tables myself. So I'll have my tables in my old stomping grounds up against the back wall in the upstairs ballroom. I'll have a bunch of quarter boxes. I will have supplies. I have a fresh order of top loaders. So I will have top loaders. I will have, I don't know if I have enough penny sleeves though. I don't think I ordered penny sleeves. So I will have quarter boxes and some supplies. Saturday, Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 9 to 3 free admission, and for dealers, prospective dealers, few tables still out there and available. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. It's trash and recycle day. They are at the curb, so no worries there. Coffee is hot and delicious. Red Light 34, what's happening? Good morning to you. David in the house. Andy Mack is here. First live in a while for Andy. Welcome back. Good morning, Redbridge. Alex, what's happening? Is it coffee or computer running late? It's Bo. It's all me today. It's all me. Computer was actually okay on good behavior so far. Coffee, since I got the new coffee maker, no issues with coffee now. Powder room or trash? Was not dumping in the powder room. No dumps in the powder room. What's up, Paul Heath? Victor, good morning. Kyle in the house, grinding for good is here. We've got Mark Hoyle, what's happening? Todd, good morning. Eric is in for Saturday. Brian, I'm going to write that down right now so I don't forget. Where are we at? Spreadsheets. Oh, why did my spreadsheet close? There we go. My spreadsheet's not my, anyway. You're in. Brian, what's happening? Can we get you some WIU shirts? WIU shirts instead of that Badger wear. I used to have a whole closet of WIU gear. When you work, that's the perk. That's a perk. You don't make shit working in college athletics, but you get a lot of gear. So I had a whole wardrobe, a whole purple and gold wardrobe of leatherneck attire. But things happen. You get older. You get fatter. Now I can't fit into anything. I have one hoodie that was like 3 sizes too big back when I worked at Western, and now it fits. My t-shirts, my polos, my other sweatshirts, my other gear. Grown out of it. It's all down here, right here in the midsection. It's all right there. Beer and cheese and beer. Hall of Fame card collector in the house. What's happening? Let's see. The 2 on the end would be great. You got it. You'll be in your same spot. John, what's happening? That 70s card show. eBay has shut down for the day. Everyone go home. I did have Now I've been on eBay this morning, but there was I did have like a weird glitch. And I've had weird glitches on eBay for a few months, actually. Like when I go to, and I think I shared this, if I go to like send offers, whether it's people that have sent me offers or send offers to buyers, I'll have to refresh it like constantly. Like sometimes it's 3 or 4 times, but sometimes it's like 15 times where I just constantly. But when I went to, I think when I went to, yeah, like when I go to that screen, look at that. This store has no inventory available in your location. That's weird. You hit the I. It doesn't work. But I just sold a couple things. What I sell? I haven't done this in a while. What's the last 5? I sold a 1987 TCMA Toledo Mud Hens, Don Heinkel. I sold a 2022 First Bowman, Judd Fabian. He made the Baseball America hot list this week. Sold a 2017 Topps Update Rainbow Foil, Mookie Betts. And I sold a couple of 1982 Topps traded cards, both Cincinnati Reds, Eddie Milner and Greg Harris. My last 5 sold, and those were all here in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Flawed Thinker in the house. What's happening? Zach and Porter are here. Good morning. Herman in the house. Landon Duke, what's happening? I'm able to watch you live from the beginning because of the lateness. Hey, see, it works. I'm a little tardy. You can start from the beginning. I like it. John says is that why the Cubs games start at 1:20 for the late arriving crowd? If you get off at 1 o'clock, you have 20 minutes to get to Wrigley. There actually is a reason. I can't remember what that reason was. And it started way back. Let's Google it. I should know this as the Cubs fan that I am. Why do Cubs games start? It auto fills in Google. Why do home games start at 1:20? Okay, so Reddit has the answer. Oh, it's a private community. You bastards. I just want my answer. Reddit? What the hell? Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to go through Google and find the answer, but there's an answer. I've known the answer at one time, and now I forget. But I'm pretty sure it started like way back in like the 20s, 30s, 40s. John says, I used to have a closet full of Richard Marx shirts. Stop thinking you're special. I heard eBay PWE shipping is going away. Part of why the app is down today. Engineers were working on it all night. I don't believe you. 4-Leaf Cards, good morning. Make it a great day. Shane Koopman's in the house. Good morning to you. 4-Leaf got those cards. Picked up 2 bulk boxes yesterday. $15 a box. One row is all Barry Bonds. We'll be listing them all. That's awesome. For $15. And you get a whole row of Barry Bonds. What I see is dollar signs, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50. Part of what we're going to talk about today, dollar signs. Cards or commodities. That's a great deal. See, I love those deals. And that's what you don't want to spend 10 cents a card on Barry Bonds because it eats into your profits. But if you can get them for like a penny a card, boom, it's easy money. Because those Barry Bonds won't sell, right? It's not like you list 100 Barry Bonds today and they're all going to sell in the next few days. I listed about 100 Ken Griffey Jr. cards this week or last week. And I've sold a really good amount. And even better, a few of the sales were like somebody bought like 8 or 9. Another person bought like a dozen. That's what I like because it no longer becomes a 35-cent net profit on a single card. It becomes a bulk lot at $1.50 times 25% off, which comes out to be $1.12 a card. And I only have to pay, if it's 10 cards, I can ship them in a $1.08 PWE. So your cost per card goes up. So that's why I've got to cover all my bases when I share these thoughts on, oh, that's a great, well, if you're paying 10, 20 cents a card, like Barry Bonds will sell. Ken Griffey Jr. sells. Frank Thomas sells. But don't go out buying them for 20 cents each or 15 cents each because they're essentially $1.50 cards, where the net is 35 cents. And so if you have 20 cents in cost of goods, now you're down to 15 cents, which not really ideal. Although it is ideal if you have somebody that comes in and buys 100 or 50 or even 20. But that's a good deal. Johnny Boy Cards, good morning. Let's see. Where are we at? Eric says it's not working. He must be talking about eBay. Let's see. Kyle listened to That 70s Card Show's YouTube video about the 63 Rose rookie yesterday. Awesome video. And subscribed. Awesome. There you go, John. I think I started watching that. I did not finish. So I have to go back and finish. Have you always had free shipping since you've started selling on eBay? No. And even in some cases, I don't do free ship. It's not like I can't say I do free shipping 100% of the time. It's a large majority, 97% of the time I do free shipping. No, I probably didn't go to free shipping until I really started volume selling to an extent. I guess it was when I started volume selling, which would have gone back to 2019, 2020. That's when I started free shipping because it was a pain in the ass to do combined ship. I mean, it's much easier now to combine shipping than it used to be. You'd have people like sending you message, hey, do you combine shipping? Yeah. And then you've got to figure out, like, you have to do math. So I didn't, and I wasn't selling like now it's easy because I do it daily, hourly, minutely. Is that a word? Minutely, by the minute. But back then I wasn't. So I had to like math it in my head. So no, back in the day, I mean, for the most part, for most of my eBay career, selling on eBay, which dates back to 1998, 1999, I've always charged for shipping. Only recently in the last 3-4 years have I gone to the free shipping model. And I still, like, if I list, say I go to the Cubs convention and I buy a grab bag. So a grab bag at the Cubs convention is basically you pay like $40 and the $40 goes to Cubs charity. So it's also a charity write-off. And you pay $40 to Cubs charities. You get a reusable bag. It's usually Cubs reusable bag. And inside the bag is basically just a bunch of stadium giveaways. There's usually in each bag, they put like one of each thing. And there's usually like 10 things in those grab bags. You've got a bobblehead, sometimes a hat. This past Cubs convention, I got like 3 shirts. In fact, the Jewel Osco that I wear every once in a while, it's got pinstripes on the hood, big Cubs logo, and a Jewel Osco, that came out of a grab bag. And then like little trinkets, like one year, like Delta was the sponsor and they gave out like Delta airplanes, like little toy airplanes. So trinkets like that, I will usually sell like that. If it's like kid stuff, like a little Clark the Cub doll, I'll put that on eBay. Women's clothes or kids clothes, I'll put that on eBay. Tank tops, I don't do tank tops. I'm not a tank top and flip-flop guy. I think flip-flops are disgusting. So I'll sell that stuff. So when I sell like bulky items like that, I will charge for shipping. Because usually I'll have, well, in some cases I don't. Here I am talking out of both sides of my mouth. Sometimes I will build it into the cost. So like say it's the Clark bobblehead or whatever bobblehead I keep, doll. Sometimes it's $20 free shipping. Or if I put it, say, at auction, 99-cent auction, $5 or probably something like that, $8 shipping. So now that I think of it, even some of my bulky item, if it's buy it now bulky item, I'll just build in because I know what approximately the shipping cost is going to be. So I'll add $5, $10 to the buy it now price. There's no such thing as free shipping. It's built into the cost. Because if true, my $1.50 cards, if you were actually really getting free shipping, you would be paying 99 cents for my $1.50 inventory. But that 51 cents is going towards postage. Reddit has the answer is a dangerous phrase, right? Pre-game needs to air. John is correct. That's not, there's a different reason. It's not about pregame. There was some and I think it was because of, I think it was the train schedule. Because I mean, this dates back to this dates back pre-TV, like pre-game show, pre-TV. And I think it's because of the train schedule. Now I've got to find it. Why does the game start at 1:20? I clicked the same damn Reddit article and it won't take me there. But I think it's the trains. I think it was the Chicago train schedule, or the L schedule, which is the train. Let's see. Going through a box of Japan purchases I received today. Very cool. You have no soul if you look at cards as commodities first. I have no soul. I have no soul, John. I look at cards as commodities. To a lesser extent, Cubs cards. But I still like. I mean, there's occasions. There are occasions where I don't look up, like if I see, what was the last card there was a lot that I bought that you can see the video of all the cards I bought. I mean, it's easy to see. It was a damn good deal. I paid $200 for 50 Cubs autographs, and we're not talking like Gary Scott. We're talking Seiya Suzuki and Nico Horner. Top prospects, Cade Horton. So players like that. So I knew at $4 an autograph, this is a freaking steal. As far as individual purchases go, at a card show a few months ago, I bought the Derniche Valdez. He's the Cub that it's like spelled out in print, and everybody was giving him shit. He freaking can't read and write, folks. He's like 16 and from a third world country. So the fact that he was able to make his autograph look like that is a pretty good achievement. Anyway, my buddy Craig had that, and I think he had a $40 sticker on it. I think now you can find them for like 20, but at the time they were going for about 30 to 40 bucks. And I'm like, yeah, I'll pay 40. He's like, I'll give it to you for 30. I'm like, yeah. He negotiated for himself. Okay, even better. I'll buy it for 30 also. I would have paid you 40, but I'll pay you 30. But that was a card where it's like, I want that card. I will pay $40 for it. I will pay 30. I didn't care about comps, even though there's probably 300 of them on eBay at or below that price. But it was right there. Craig's a great guy, an awesome dealer, and I will pay him his sticker price. So there are occasions where I don't look at Cubs cards as commodities, where I'm like, okay, is this a good deal? Can I buy this on eBay? It all depends. But a majority of the time, I look at cards as commodities. I have a thought. I want to get through some more chat, but I have a thought on looking at cards as commodities. And it goes back to the old conversation of, are you a true collector? Because I hate that term. Hate it. Dan is going through a bow. I just read that. David in the house. What's up, David? Good morning to you. What's the Cubs' magic number to clinch? So the Cubs are not doing well. They won they won like 11-3 last night. I think the wild card number, where am I at? Where's my app? There we go. The Cubs are sucking. Oh, we want standings. Cubs suck. But I'm gonna keep you updated because I said the Cubs are gonna get a wild card spot, and they're gonna win 84 games, get that second wild card. Justin Steele's gonna contend for the Cy Young, which he was on track to doing that. He had a hiccup. He's on the DL right now, but I think he should only miss like one start. He should be back in the rotation soon. Okay, National League. So Pittsburgh's still in the driver's seat. Come on. So that tells you about all you need to know about the National League in the Central Division. Pittsburgh is in first place. By the way, they got beat by the Cubs last night 11-3. So in the wild card spots, we got the Dodgers and Marlins. So the Marlins are 37-31. So that's on pace for .544 times 162, 88 wins. So the Marlins, that second wild card right now, 88 wins. The Cubs are currently 5.5 games out of the second wild card. 5.5 games out of the second wild card, and they are 5.5 games out of the NL Central, behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gained a little ground last night. St. Louis Cardinals all the way down to the bottom. In fact, the Cardinals have the worst record in the National League. Ha-ha! And the third worst record in all of baseball. Suck it, St. Louis. Ha-ha! Flawed Thinker says, how do you ship 7 cards in a PWE? I'm going to show you. I actually ship up to 12 in a PWE with 3-ounce shipping. So I use card savers. So let's go over here. We've got some 2020 Topps update. These are better. So basically 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pulled out 7. So I'm going to grab 7 penny sleeves. I've got my 7 cards. We are pretending to sell a Tomas Nido, a Tommy Pham, a Mybris Viloria, a Kiri Mella, Zach Greinke, Franchi Cordero. That's fun. Franchi. And Edwin Encarnacion. So we have sleeved our 7 cards that we just sold, hypothetically. We take card saver 1. Card saver 1, they're the little wider ones. And we put a card here. We've got 7, so I do the math. I do 3, 2, and 2 on 7. So we're going to put 3 cards in a card saver. And then we've got 4 remaining. We're going to do 2. So we've got 2 in that one. And then in our third card saver 1, we're going to put the last 2 cards. So we have 3 card savers, 7 cards. Now I use standard number 10 envelopes. Those are the long ones. Okay. So we're going to use, I've already got a trifold piece of paper because I want to bring that up. Some weird eBay stuff going on, at least in my store. So I'll just, it's trifold. You know how to trifold. So I'm going to put, let's see. I'm going to put one down here like so. Craft time with Bo. All right. Now we're going to take the other one and we're going to go like this. So we don't have, you want it to be straight all the way through. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take the last card saver and we're going to go backwards because we have kind of an opening there. So we have a nice, I'm going to actually move this because there's a little bit of a gap in the middle. Okay. So now we've got it consistent all the way through. We're going to take a couple. This is something that I added thanks to my friend Cooter, who said when I sent multiple card savers, they would shift to one side. You don't want that because if they shift to one side, they'll get eaten up in the machines, and sometimes that can cause damage. So we're going to take a piece of blue tape. Love it. Where's John? The blue tape. John loves blue tape more than I do. So blue tape there, little blue tape on this side. So that's going to keep, and then sometimes I stick one in the middle. So we've got blue tape on each side. And then we're going to tri-fold that up, stick it in our number 10 envelope, and do 3-ounce, and you can weigh it on your handy dandy. And you don't need to go out and spend $30, $40 on a fancy postage scale. I just use a kitchen scale. So these come in really handy, especially if you're doing like priority boxes. Because sometimes you can spend less money. Here's a tip. Sometimes just getting a box, just getting a regular box like this, sometimes is cheaper than a priority flat rate box. So we're going to put this on the kitchen. Again, just a regular kitchen scale. I pulled it out of my kitchen. We had 2 of them. So this is actually only 1.4 ounces. So I could get away with 2 ounces on this. If it's anywhere close, like 7 cards, I actually do 2 ounces. When I go to like 10 cards, then I go 3 ounces just to be safe. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's just that easy. So while I'm here, and I had that trifold piece for a reason, because I had 3 returns yesterday on eBay. So I want to talk about this. I had 3 returns. Damn it. Okay, there we go. This one was returned from John Hahn, 252 Schermerhorn Street, Brooklyn, New York. Return to sender vacant, unable to forward. Now, all 3 of these were returned yesterday. This one, I put the eBay usernames on there as well. John Bob, 252 Schermerhorn Street, Brooklyn, New York. Return to second. Return to second. Return to sender vacant, unable to forward. The final one, another John Hahn. These were all 3 separate transactions. 252 Schermerhorn Street, Brooklyn, New York. So 3 return to senders, 2 names to the same address, 2 different usernames. Jiang438, feedback of 14, which at least one of those 14 is me. S4Z90S20 was the username on eBay. Feedback score of 34. And again, one of those was from me. I've had this happen many times now. In fact, I've had a couple people reach out to me saying, hey, I got a baseball card from you. Cool. They're like, but I didn't order one. I've had people say, hey, I've had people reach out to me on eBay message because they have an eBay account. They're like, hey, I didn't even order this. Like, I had somebody and I said, this is the username. He's like, that's not my username. So I don't know if these are like scam accounts that are trying to build up feedback. They find sellers like me with low dollar cards and automatic positive feedback upon payment. These people aren't opening up not received claims. They're paying. These cards were all 99 cents free shipping because they were grandfathered in from when I did 99-cent free shipping a couple years ago. And they get automatic positive feedback to their account upon their payment to me. They send them to random addresses, and then sometimes they're kicked back. Sometimes they actually are delivered, and the people reach out to me. I had somebody, the first time this happened was probably 2 years ago, and I just figured somebody moved and didn't change their address. Somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn, and they're like, hey, I keep getting cards for this person. And when they showed me the card and I looked into it and it was similar to this, I had a couple people reach out to me just a couple weeks ago. So this has been, and I don't know how rampant this is, but I will notice all of a sudden I'll get the same, like, and this kind of raised my eyebrows because it's the same card. They ordered the same card, 99 cents free shipping, and it's a tennis card. And I've noticed because my tennis cards are about the only thing, and I have some basketball cards that are still 99 cents free shipping. And I don't think if you're not doing a lot of volume or if you don't automate your feedback, I don't think it's an issue. I think that's where the issue, why people are coming to my store and doing this, because I have the 99 cents, they can get away. They get, basically it's kind of like A 99-cent free shipping for me is a loss of about 15 cents, but I'm hoping for a positive feedback. And it's like, okay, I'll pay 15 cents for a positive feedback. These people are like 99 cents free shipping and I get a positive feedback. I can build up my feedback score and go scam people. And I think that's what these people are doing. So I'm gonna report these because I wrote the usernames down. I'm gonna go back and look through my messages for these other instances. Just make sure eBay's aware that this crap is going on. I don't like to assume the worst, but this is pretty fishy. This is pretty fishy. And it's not just a one-off. It's happened more than a few times. So found that interesting. So we shared how we ship 7 cards in a PWE. Just checked Mercari is functioning normally. No one is there, but it's functioning normally. Bo tapes the cards to the outside of the envelope when he runs out of the room. Hello, Tiger727. I hit like because you said grab bag. Excellent. Let's see. Where are we at? 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 Shit. We got a lot of chat to get through. There we are. Flawed Thinker says, is it morally wrong to not refund somebody for them overpaying on shipping if they didn't put items in the cart and then ask for an invoice, but instead paid shipping individually? I mean, I would not do that. I would refund shipping. But I mean, is it morally wrong? I mean, I think many people would say, yes, it is. And I think people would say, no, it's not. I think it's up to you. It could be something that they might not have even noticed. And if they come back and here's the thing that can happen in that situation. Say you just ship it all off and don't give them a refund. And they did so not really realizing that they overpaid on shipping. And then all of a sudden they get the cards. They're like, hey, this is from the same buyer, but I paid $15 in shipping and you didn't say anything. They could come back and say, hey, asshole, why didn't you refund my shipping? So I would just, and that's another way to avoid. That's why I do free shipping. I avoid any instance of that happening because if you're doing volume, you could honestly miss that as a seller, like not realizing this is, I mean, I often get, because eBay still breaks up some of my transactions based on, because I didn't change business policies over. I haven't figured out how to get it to match my policy from the Car Dealer Pro when I'm uploading. So I'm manually going in and switching things over. But sometimes before at the end of the day, when I manually change over everything, I sell things in the meantime. People may come and buy things. And so it splits the transaction up. So if I'm doing, usually I try to ship by date, buyer paid, but sometimes I do it at different orders. I could all of a sudden send a card out. Oh, I sold this tennis card. Boom. And I recognize the name. I send a few more things out. All of a sudden, hey, I just did a package for them. And then I have to go back and do by name. And I realize so that's why, but free shipping, you don't have that headache. So is it morally wrong? That's for you to decide. Personally, I would refund. I would not just let it slide. I would refund it. But I also offer free shipping. And that's one of the reasons why you don't have to deal with any headaches like that. C&M says LRS is there, and that is all they need. Let's see. David says you can put in a 9-pocket page and fold. That is another way. I like card savers, but 9-pocket page, I see the advantage there because you don't have to tape down the card savers to make sure it's straight across. Train schedule. Jesus, Bo. I'm looking at you and wondering how much I can get for one of your kidneys. I don't know what that means. Card savers. Let's see. James, what's happening? Yes, I can bring some card savers. I ordered card savers, top loaders, and monster boxes. The Columbia ran a deal Memorial Day weekend. So I did where it was free shipping. So I was able to get like the 4-row boxes for, I don't know, like $2.75 each. Otherwise, shipping is I'm reading CNM. Shipping is pricey on kidney. Shipping is also pricey on cardboard. So yes, I did put an order for card savers. So yeah, I can bring some boxes of card savers. Shipping is pricey on kidneys, but he billed that in. You are Woody Harrelson from Indecent Proposal. No soul. Show me the money. Flipping Sports Guy says, stay in your lane. Is it worth it? And now Deep Thoughts is both setting us up to going back to the workforce live. No. In fact, let me rephrase that. Hell no. Hell no. Because my deep thoughts today is all about cards are money to me. Cards have always been money to me. My Cubs cards, a little different on the Cubs cards. But I look at cards as commodity. Like I look at dollar signs. When I get, it's like, oh, I can, yeah, that's $1.50, $1.50. I could make $50 off this. Cards are money. Cards have always been money. You can thank Dr. James Beckett for that. Because the first thing I did as an 8-year-old in 1989, when I bought a pack of Bowman, my Mark Grace is worth $1.25. And I only paid 50 cents for the pack. People forget. We have selected memory. Oh, back in the good old days in the 80s and 90s, it was all about the hobby. We didn't care about the money. Yeah, we did. Go back in old Beckett's and old baseball card magazines, and every effing month, there's somebody that's writing to the editor, letters to the editor. I can't afford prices anymore. This new product, Upper Deck, $1 a pack? Ridiculous. Kids can't afford it anymore. People were saying that in 1989, folks. Nothing has changed. So, the good old days weren't so good. Let's see. In-person delivery only for kidneys. Good morning, TD Sports Cards. Zach and Porter says, I get you don't sell flip-flops. What about side saddlebags? Speaking of that, so Zach brings up, so I listed auctions this week. I did 165 just random ass auctions. And there was no point. There was zero strategy behind my auctions that I listed. Actually, there was. Here's what my strategy was. I opened up my active listings page on my desktop, and I went through and I looked, and I just select the first page, 200 listings per page, and I selected 165. There were some like lots and stuff, and I didn't want to get into free shipping, because if I set those at 99 cents and then somebody buys them at 99 cents, I pay $5 shipping and I lose money. But I did 99 cents free shipping. I lose like 15 cents if it sells for 99 cents. I'm okay with that. So that's the only strategy. But one of those listings is a Freddie Freeman card. Okay. Freddie Freeman card. But the photo is a pair of saddlebags. What? Zach sent me the message, and I thought it was a joke directed at our friend 3B Collection, Herman, who's a big Freddie Freeman fan. Left Atlanta, went to LA, play for the Dodgers. For an entire day, I didn't think that photo was actually in my auction. It was. I went and I looked. He brought it up like a second time, and I go back and I look. What the hell? So the joke is, well, a car dealer pro is into purses and bags. No, this was, and I know this predated Car Dealer Pro for two reasons. A, there's no way that Car Dealer Pro would bring up a pair of saddlebags, because they're coming directly from my eBay photo folder that Fujitsu sends them straight to this folder. I delete them after each batch, so I don't even have any pictures. I would have never saved a picture of saddlebags to my computer. And most importantly, I know how old this listing was because it still had buy 3 and receive 15% off in the description, which I haven't ran that promo in over a year. About the time this Freddie Freeman card came out in 2022, early 2020, like what, February of 2022. So my only thought is I probably listed this at release or shortly after release, and somebody, as a joke, because that was kind of a joke back then, Freddie Freeman leaves Atlanta, pack his bags, he's going to LA. Somebody probably, as a joke, put that picture up on eBay, and when I did like a sell similar, that's the photo that it brought up. That's the only thing I can think of, because I would have no reason to put that photo up, and there's no way that it would have been generated through any program, whether I was using File Exchange and just a spreadsheet, or Card Dealer Pro, which it predated Card Dealer Pro because I don't think I had that sale, that volume discount, when I was doing Card Dealer Pro at the very beginning. And even so, it wouldn't have, there's no way a picture of bags would have come up. Speaking of commodities, I'm heading over to today to pick up my Gaylord from Goodwill. Hell yeah. Oh, man. Keep us posted. Love it. Let's see. John says speaking of Goodwill pallets and Gaylords, I finally emptied my my truck, my SUV, the other day. I've gone through some random stuff. There was some decent, actually, there was a shoebox, and it had a lot of like modern Bowman. I pulled an Ellie De La Cruz first Bowman paper out of one of the shoeboxes. Found yesterday I was looking, I found a few Jordans. Actually, there was like 6 or 8 Jordans. Most of them were top loaded, so they weren't, because they were in like just a trash bag. That's what you get. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, sometimes those are the best, where the best cards come from, out of a freaking trash bag. My used flip-flops sell like hotcakes for some reason. Once I buy a card, I don't go back and check comps. What's it selling for now? I move on. You know, with my Cubs, I don't really either. You know, I'm kind of hit. I wish I would have sold some of my Don Zimmer 1991 Topps cards when they were selling for $10 to $15 a piece, because some podcast like was trying to make them popular and drive the price up. I can't remember what the F face pod. You know, David Bodie, his first Bowman auto was retail only. At release, it was $25. And I'm like, I'm not paying $25 for a David Bodie auto. It dropped in price after release. You know, you get that immediate release day pump. And a couple weeks later, it dropped to what was a fair price, like $10 to $15. I paid $12 for my David Bodie auto. About 2 weeks later, he hits a walk-off grand slam on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. And that card now quickly becomes $75 overnight, and I held on. And I wish I would have sold it then, because now I think you could probably find a David Bodie first Bowman auto in a $3 box, because he's in AAA. He's been at AAA all season. But yeah, I don't go back every once in a while just for shits and giggles. It's like, I wonder what these cards are worth now. And sometimes they're worth more. Like, surprise, my pre-war stuff is worth more than I paid for it, but a lot of my modern shiny stuff is actually worth less than I paid for. But for the most part, I don't care. Once I have it, Cubs wise, once I have it, I don't need more. And that's why I don't like, and I use the Ryan Sandberg example often. Because I have countless Sandberg rookie cards, and $5 for a Sandberg rookie is a steal. If I didn't have one, I would be like forking over $5 right away. But I've got so many, it's just $5. Like, I have 43 of them. Why do I need a 44th? For $5, I can turn that into a David Bodie autograph, right? that I don't have. So that's kind of how I look at it. But, you know, that Sandberg auto, I wouldn't pay $5 for it today when you could probably get 10 or 15. I don't know what the Sandberg rookie card market is. I'm assuming it's more than $5. Dan says selling cards saved my sanity and financial responsibilities with some cash flow and a purpose during COVID when my position was eliminated. Now it's a real revenue stream. Yeah. And, you know, that's how it started for me. I mean, it went from basically my eBay went from a side hustle to a serious side hustle during COVID to a full-time job, to a full-time career in cards. John says buyer usually wants photos of me wearing them before they pull the trigger. We have in our area here in Madison, when I go to Facebook, it's not Marketplace. It's in some of those Facebook groups like Dane County Buy Sell Trade. And there's a dude, he's like a photographer, and he's a feet photographer, and he's looking for feet models. And I think it's fucking gross. Oops. Tell us how you really feel. I think it's freaking gross because you know what he's doing with those photos. He's selling them to perverts that love feet. It's freaking gross. Feet are disgusting. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Let's see. Photos of you and then pulling the trigger. Hey-o! Dan says, I still love collecting cards, though, but there are only a handful that I wouldn't sell if the price was right. Ooh, and this is where I want to go. But being a data for and sole financial provider influences my perspective for sure. So the last part I can't relate, but the first part, there's only a handful that I wouldn't sell if the price was right. Same. I mean, my Cubs, not for sale. But if somebody said, I'll give you $1 million for your Cubs collection, I'd probably say, deal. Now, and I thought about that. What if somebody came along and said, I'll give you $1 million for your Cubs collection, but you can never buy another Cubs baseball card again? Well, frickin' A. I don't know. I mean, my wife would be like, are you effing crazy? You're goddamn right. You're selling your Cubs cards and never collecting a Cubs card again. But then what am I going to do? That, my friends, that's quite like, I mean, there's a price on everything in this room. I'm looking around to make sure. Yeah, I'd sell everything in this room. So there's a price. There's a price for everything. You know, there and in phases of my life, I went through the credit card debt phase of college and in post college. And I had amassed at the time I thought was like an absolutely huge, I'll never be able to replicate this Cubs collection of like 20,000 cards. Ha! I spit on my old 20,000 card Cubs collection. But I had some really cool stuff. I've replaced most of it. Spoiler alert, credit card debt, I had to sell it off to pay Visa. But I had a couple rare items. I had one rare item. I think I've talked about this before. I bought back when Yahoo had auctions. I'm dating myself here on my old web TV. Yahoo auctions back in like 1998, 1999. I paid $10 for a scrapbook of former Cub Vernon Morgan. He played like a handful of games in, I think, 1955. This scrapbook it had like home photos of him in a Cubs uniform, like his minor league Cubs uniform, like posing in his farmhouse. It had like all of his contracts, minor league contracts. It had his Chicago Cubs contract. It had a letter from the Cubs president asking him to sign his autograph because they were using the replica signatures for the yearbook, the Cubs yearbook, I think 1949. Just some absolutely insane stuff. for a guy, I mean, insane for me because I love, like, it doesn't matter if they played their entire career like Ernie Banks for the Cubs or if they had a cup of coffee. In fact, I think the cup of coffee guys are more fascinating because we don't know much about them, but they still wore that uniform. They still worked their asses off to get to the professional minor leagues and then work their way up to Major League Baseball. So I find it fascinating. I had to sell. But the silver lining is the first thing I sold. I had the general manager at the radio station I was working for. His grandfather-in-law was a diehard old-timey Cubs fan, and so he wanted like the contract, and he bugged me for like 2 years about this contract. Now it was just sitting in the scrapbook in my apartment, just out of college, working in radio, eating ramen. And I think I sold it to him for like $50. I paid 10 for the entire scrapbook. So I made $50, probably pissed it away on Busch Light. In fact, I know I did. The rest of the scrapbook, my Visa credit card debt in my early 20s mounted. I've got to sell my shit to get this credit card debt down. So I put it on eBay. And I think I sold the rest of the scrapbook for $40. I don't know. But it went to a museum. It went to a museum in Richmond, Virginia, where Vernon Morgan grew up in Richmond, Virginia. So I looked it up, and I still have a lot of my email correspondence from eBay from that time period, which I think was like 2003, 2004. But I have a folder in my email. What's this? Let's see. I just want to see if I can type in Vern Morgan in this folder. Vern Morgan. Oh, very cool. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. That was somebody wrote a blog. Damn it. Somebody wrote a blog post about him. Let's see. Okay. Vern Morgan. Type it in. Oh, I think I tracked. Yes, I tracked the buyer down in 2019, and I think they were not aware of it. But what I'm guessing was he probably. Oh, geez, a lot of emails here. My guess is. Anyway, okay. Let's see. Where we at? Zach says, I won't pay for it even if I win. It's too pricey. I will claim my son bid on it. First time I broke my rule on bidding twice on one option. I don't do auctions, just the price I'd pay. C&M, I've only had 2 people claim son purchases this week. It's been a slow week. You should shred them. They'll fill the voids of the envelope better, straight all the way through, except for in college. Put the tape down. John views tape as a commodity. Those scales come in real handy if you're sending chicken breasts via standard envelope. Tape is for people who can't use tools. Guilty. Bo, to save time, don't actually walk the envelope to your mailbox. That was incredibly thorough. C&M is winning the chat today. Kyle bought a Dale Senior last week. Seller sent it in a padded mailer via ESE for $1.08. Was surprised USPS let it through. I've seen that happen. I would not advise anybody to do that, but I have seen it happen successfully. Let's see. John says, good point. Zach, move the mailbox to your basement and you will save minutes. Scott Nelson is in the chat. Thanks for the cards. Receive them on Monday. What cards did I send you cards? Scott, what cards did you buy? Or are you talking to someone else? Let's see. Where are we at? Scott, I didn't realize you bought cards. Maybe you're talking to someone else, but how does someone reach out to you if they didn't buy anything from you? LinkedIn was one way. Another was because actually my name, my address, and my eBay username are on the return. So the one person that reached out to me through eBay message they saw my eBay username on the return envelope. The person on LinkedIn found me, typed me in on LinkedIn. And then if you just type in my name and address, it probably comes up. So eBay username's on my return. Let's see. I had a guy reach out to me at the TSA checkpoint yesterday, but I don't leave auto feedback. I wait until the package says delivered or I receive feedback from buyer, but I also sell 100 item. I also don't sell 100 plus items a day. Yeah. And I noticed when I did automated feedback, I used to be that way. I used to do that. But what I realized was I was spending way too much time leaving feedback. When I didn't leave feedback, I would get a ton of messages from people saying, please leave me positive feedback. Please leave me positive feedback. Da, 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 da. What I also noticed was as soon as I automated it, upon payment, I received a big pickup in reciprocated positive feedback. I mean, I went from probably 30 to 35% to 40 to 43%. I'm just pulling those numbers out of my ass. I did do the calculations once, and I get about 40 to 42% of my transactions. People leave me feedback. Let's see. John says eBay is working again. I just added shipping back to everything over $20. I had insurance on everything over $80. C&M says eBay is working again, and Bo just sold 34 more tennis cards for 99 cents a piece. Feedbacks are flying everywhere. Assume the worst. It's okay because you were probably correct. A lot of scammers out there. Brian Dean, there he is. Brian, we've missed you. Brian Dean in the house. Zach says best reason to do free shipping is to avoid people asking for combined shipping. That's another thing. Auto feedback is after they leave positive feedback or it won't. Greatest tool. Let's see. No morals in commodity exchange. Flawed Thinker says my descriptions all have the shipping policy in bold letters and people still don't read. And actually the more notes you put in your description, the less people will read them. And that's just not on eBay. That's in everyday life. My last job, that was people would complain if you didn't put a note in the file. And then when you put the notes in the file, oh, I didn't read that. Yeah, I know. Let's see. eBay is not working again because the auto feedback threshold has been reached. That's okay. I look at your Cub cards as being worthless for the most part. What's this wee shit? Scott says in the 60s and 70s, it was about the hobby. I can't relate to that because I wasn't there. But in the late 80s, early 90s, it was all about money. C&M still can't afford $1 a pack. People weren't saying that in 1978. I was not born yet, you old man. AA cards, good morning. Let's see. Segue from side saddle to listing auctions. Scott Nelson gets a point. Donald Davis. I remember buying a new Beckett every month just to check prices on cards before I went to a card show to sell or trade to a dealer. John says I was outbid at $1.04. King of the old card shows was the dealer that got his box of Beckett magazines that day. Oh, man, yeah. Has Card Dealer Pro fixed the Pete Rose Monty Irvin glitch yet? Not sure on that. I have the bud right now on those bags. Bid $2. I will be claiming what the picture shows. If I win, I will fill those bags with all of my blue tape, drop it in Lake Michigan in tribute to John. MD Sports Cards, Max in the house. What brand paper cutter do you use for your cardboard? I saw that in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. Somebody's got that's pretty, because I'm in the Stone Age and I'm still using scissors to cut my cardboard, but I only ship like 5 bubble mailers a day. Most of mine are envelopes, so I don't use much cardboard. John got his at Michael's. I love Michael's. I'm 1,000 miles away from it, so I don't know the brand. Saw the one posted in the group. Need to grab one eventually. The one posted looked pretty nice. They do make things. I bet it would. I bet it would. Scott says fetish. Yeah, foot fetish. Mark McGlynn, good morning. Scott says make the deal. Inside source to get them pre-cut from a cardboard manufacturer, but he switched companies. It was beautiful while it lasted. C&M says, no way you would sell box 13. There it is, baby, in all its glory. Box 13. You could start on the Oakland A's team collection after the Cubs project. You should get them cheap, right? Bo met his wife on Yahoo Singles. Off topic here, but I'm keen on purchasing the Fujitsu scanner you use. Do they scan stickers to postcards? It should scan postcards. Stickers, I guess it depends. I'm trying to think the scanner, how wide it goes. I think, now don't quote, I don't have the scanners in my upstairs office, so I don't know. But I know it scanned. You can pull it out. It's larger than a standard baseball card size. I think. Keep that window open. Fujitsu, I guess if you Google Fujitsu 8170 specs, check that out. Might tell you. Scott Nelson, love Vernon, another Gary Scott. Did you know Vern? I think he coached. I think he was with the. I think he's actually on a 73 Tops manager card. I think he was with the Twins in 1972-3, and I think he was a coach, and he was a floating head on the 73 Tops Twins manager card. Old-timey, like trains affecting game starting times. That's old-timey. Scott's in the chat. Scott, why did they start Cubs games at 1:20? What's the story behind that? Scott Nelson will know. Scott Nelson in the chat will know. Why did they start games at 1:20? Because it goes way back. Gas station pizza. And I got to get to Scott's house. We've got to get your basement cleaned out. And I'll bring the Casey's taco pizza. Where are we at? Let's see. We hobbyists need you commodity brokers. And that's true. That is very true. If there weren't secondary sellers on the market, where would you buy your cards? Wiser people like me say you can't be both. I can be. I have a distinct line. Of what's a commodity and what's not. My Cubs cards, not commodities. I keep them. Not for sale. Everything else, for sale. It's basically like, when it comes down to it, my Cubs cards might as well be saddlebags, right? I sell cards, not saddlebags. Sorry, Zach. My Cubs cards are saddlebags. And I have a distinct, that's a Cubs card. That's not even a baseball card. That's not what I sell. I don't sell Cubs cards. Let's see. Where are we at? John says, how do I get my address on the fake Chinese buyers list? Do 99-cent free shipping and automated positive feedback, and they'll find you. Just kidding was regarding those people claiming you sent cards to scammers. I did not pick up what you were putting down. Alex says, I sell pics of my feet in flip-flops for 99 cents. Bo hasn't gone through postcard orientation at CDP yet. Scanner, I fear stickers would get chewed up. They are very light. I would agree with that. Rich says 73 and 74 for Mr. Morgan. Yeah, the stickers, if they're like the real light, like try to think of like the stickers that came in, remember Triple Play, not the fun Triple Play product in the early 90s, but the real shitty one in 2013. Those stickers were like eye black, and it's like eye black stickers. I would not put those through. Postcards for sure. Deep thoughts. This is not a Jack. It's Jack Handy. Jack Handy. With apologies to Jack Handy. Let's see. Perfect coffee in the shade and the live show. The Swedish hockey card collector is here. Where's Scott Nelson? Scott, where are you? Because Scott will know why Cubs game started at 1:20. Tiger727, talking about train history, here is some worthless Michigan history for you. Is it Novi or Novi, Michigan? I've never known how to pronounce that. It's called Novi or Novi because it was the 6th train stop out of Detroit. No equals number VI is number 6, long I, Novi. Interesting. That is fascinating. And now you know. So yeah, so cards are commodities to me, with the exception of Cubs cards. Those are not part of my business. I sell baseball cards, not Cubs cards. And they've always been a commodity. Scott says, you don't know? I thought you were a Cubs historian. The unemployment office closed at 1 p.m. I like it. I like that reference. But yeah, late 80s, early 90s, man. I was running to my Beckett, open a pack of cards, 89 score Jose Canseco. Ooh, it's up to $1.50. It's got that up arrow. Cards were always commodities to me. Even more so now. Dollar signs. So that's what I had for today. I've got to go Google why Cubs game started at 1:20. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Henry met Jason Zombie Collector. He just posted his deep thoughts with Jason Handy video. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. eBay store link is in the description. 4-H taught you about commodities more, I reckon. I was never in the 4-H. I was in FFA, but not 4-H. Turkey Cards is in Okemos. I was never in 4-H. Never in 4-H. I was in the FFA. There's a song with the FFA because it's surprise country song. Scott Nelson's a big country fan. Lifetime member of the FFA. Hey, that's what I say. I bale hay. Was in the FFA, not 4-H. So like, subscribe, click my eBay store link. It's in the description. Back at it tomorrow. Thank God tomorrow's only Thursday. I need this week to go. It's card show week. Madison card show Saturday. So I need it to slow down a little bit. Card show Saturday, Madison, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 9 to 3, free admission. So see you there. See you tomorrow too. 7 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. Have a great one. Talk to you tomorrow.